You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and of her daughter.
Go. Let's look at that. It says, you shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. There are some men in our society, they will have sexual relationship with the mother and at the same time have sexual relationship with the daughter. It is very, very sinful. It is very, very abominable in the sight of God for you having a sexual relationship with a mother and at the same time having sexual relationship with the daughter of that woman. Yes.
You shall not take her son's daughter,
You shall not take her son's daughter
or her daughter's daughter,
or her daughter's daughter
to uncover her nakedness.
to sleep with her, to have sexual relationship with her. Yes.
They are relatives.
They are all what? Relatives.
It is depravity.
It is what? Wickedness. God says this is wickedness for you to be having mother and daughter at the same time. Or if it is a woman, you are sleeping with a man and at the same time sleeping with the man's son. It's similar to a man sleeping with mother and a daughter. It is wickedness and abominable in the sight of God. Yes, read on.
And you shall not take a woman as a rival wife to her sister, uncovering her nakedness while her sister is still alive.
Go. You shall not take, you married a woman, then at the same time you are going to marry the sister again as a rival. No, it's wrong. God said that should be what? Abolished. It is sinful in the sight of God now. These are now regarded as unlawful marriages, unlawful sexual relationship in the sight of God. Yes, read verse 19.
You shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness while she is in a measure uncleanness.
Go. Another unlawful sexual relationship which God does not want is when a woman is in a menstrual period, you shall not have sexual relationship with her because she's in an uncleanness. God said, I don't like it. Yes, go on.
And you shall not lie sexually with your neighbor's wife, and so make yourself unclean with her.
Go. You can also not go and sleep or have sexual relationship with another person's wife. When you are having relationship with somebody's wife, that is what? Adultery. So adultery is a sin in the sight of God, where married persons are having what? Sexual relationship with another married person that is not their wife or husband. You cannot go and sleep with the wife of your neighbor. So also a woman should not go and sleep with the husband of the neighbor. It is unlawful sexual relation in the sight of God. God look at it as what? Wickedness. Yes, read on.
You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination.
Go. What is God saying? He's talking about what? Homosexuality, where a man will be having sexual relationship with another man. That is a big, God calls it what? Abomination. God made sexual relationship for human being only for between man and a woman. It is only a man and a woman that can legally get married and have sexual relationship. That is only when it will be legal. And even at that, there are persons that you cannot, even if you are doing it with a man and a woman, you can see that there are persons you cannot have sexual relationship with. Then God says that it's an abomination when a man is now having sexual relation with another man. God calls it abomination. We call it what? Gay. Today you can see that the so-called developed countries, or what they call the Western world, that think that they are civilized, but they are only civilized in things of the devil. Their civilization is taking man far away from God, trying to legalize things that are abominable in the sight of God. Today you can see that gay bishops and gay pastors, gay priests, they are ordained in most of the churches where a man is marrying another man, having sexual relationship with another man. That is an abomination in the sight of God. Where a woman will be marrying another woman, having sexual relationship with another woman. That is an abomination in the sight of God. Can we read on?
And you shall not lie with any animal,
Go.
and so make yourself unclean with it.
Another unlawful sexual relation that is abominable in the sight of God is sexual relationship between man and animals. Today is common in the so-called evil civilized countries where women sleep with dogs, women sleep with animals. They bring us, different animals, to lie with women. Even men, today they are even making love, sleeping, having sexual relationship with animals. There was a video that went viral one time. This is not even in the outside world, but in Nigeria, where a man was seen having sexual relationship with a cow. With a cow, for that matter. That is great abomination. God says that you cannot have that. A human being having sexual relationship with a beast, with an animal, is a great abomination. For sexual relationship, it must be kind to kind. Human beings cannot have sexual relationship with animals. Animals should not have sexual relationship with man. It's an abomination in the sight of God. And man cannot be having sexual relationship with man. Woman having sexual relationship with woman. But today, what do we find in the so-called civilized nation that has been taken over by the devil? They marry man. Man to man marries. Woman to woman marry. They refer to them as lesbians. And some of them want to tell us that it is their nature. They want to make the world feel that it does not matter, that it is the way they were born. It is falsehood. Nobody is born to be an homosexual. Nobody is born to be a lesbian. It is the lust of the flesh, the spirit of the devil that have taken over them and making them to feel it does not matter. Children of God must take note that whenever things in the society comes up and they say it does not matter, be watchful. It matters a lot. It is the devil that always wants us to feel something does not matter, so that we will be feeling comfortable in sinning against God. Can we read on?
Neither shall any woman give herself to an animal to lie with it.
A woman should not give herself to animals and lie with it. We have heard of stories of most of our girls from Africa, from Nigeria, where they travel abroad to go and say they are looking for greener pasture, but they carry them out to go and do prostitution, even to lie with animals. Some, even in Nigeria here, they lie with snakes. And big men will give them money to lie with their dogs. Big men will give them money to lie with their snakes, to make love with their dogs, with their animals. These are great abominations in the sight of God, and it makes the land to be defiled. One of the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah that made God to destroy that city was homosexuality, where men crave to have love with man, to have sexual relationship with fellow man. We are going to look at that. Can we read on?
It is perversion.
It is what? Perversion. Completely madness, completely foolishness, abomination in the sight of God. It should not be taught. It is unthinkable as a believer for anyone to involve in such act. It is very, very sinful in the sight of God. Yes?
Do not make yourself unclean by any of these things, for by all these the nations I am driving out before you have become unclean.
Go. So you can see that one of the reasons why God is now chasing out the Canaanites and replacing them with Israel, he said these are some of the things that they were doing. They were sleeping with animals. Archaeological discovery of recent, some many years ago now, have shown in some species that long years ago, animals have been making love to humans. God said, I am destroying them out of the land. When God asked children of Israel to occupy the land of Canaan, what did he ask them to do? He asked them to utterly what? Destroy all the persons there, including their animals, small and old. Why? Because the land has been defiled with most of all this unlawful sexual relation. So God wants them to be erased out, and is not replacing them with a new generation of persons that will spread with the law of Yahweh. When Yahweh gave these laws to the children of Israel, he told them that all these things I've counted, these are the things that these people that are occupying this land, they are doing. And that is one of the reasons why I'm going to destroy them. And I'm using you to replace them. And I want you to give me what? A pure generation. I want you to give me children, humans that will keep and abide with these laws. So most times when we read through the Old Testament, when God asked the children of Israel to occupy the land of Canaan and to destroy these people, God had a reason for doing that. But the children of Israel did not obey fully to the commandment of God. That is why they started having problems later. Instead of keeping to the commandment of God, destroying these people, not trying to take them even into marriage because they are already defiled, they allowed some of them. They start using some of them as what? Slaves. They start using them to collect money from them, and even they start going into them to marry them, which became an abomination in the sight of God. Unlawful sexual relations in the sight of God. That is what we are looking at. Unlawful sexual relations in the sight of God. Can we look at Leviticus chapter 20? Leviticus chapter 20. Let's read from verse 13.
If a man lies with a male,
good,
as with a woman,
good. If a man lies with a male, that is verse 13 now, yes.
As with a woman,
as with a woman, it's saying that if a man is having sexual relationship with another man, just the way you're supposed to be having sexual relationship with a woman, yes,
both of them have committed an abomination.
It's telling you that homosexuality is what? An abomination. Homosexual, a man having relationship, sexual relationship with another man, is an abomination. But today the world is telling you that it does not mean. It is their nature. Man can marry another man. Marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman. That is what God prescribed. He said, for this cause shall a man leave the father and mother and cleave to the wife. It is a man marrying a woman.